welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had a lovely March, and I can't believe April is just around the corner. This year has gone by so fast. Oh my goodness. And yeah, for this month's theme, I actually asked you guys on a question poll thing on Instagram as to what theme I should do for April. So thank you to everyone who did answer that, because I was quite stuck for my April theme. But basically, I knew I really wanted to do a purple theme for April. Not sure why, but purple just kind of gave me the purple vibe. So I asked for some suggestions, and a lot of you said to do a lavender theme, which I thought would be really nice. But also one of you guys said to do a lavender and bee theme, which I really like the idea of. So this is my April theme. Basically, as you can see here, I'm just using the Tombow Dual Brush pens, and I'll have the colors linked down below in the description if you'd like to check that out as well, with all the other materials that I'll be using. But yeah, I just started off with a lighter shade of purple, and I just went over the places where I wanted the lavender flowers to be, and I did a very rough, very quick kind of scribble, but half symmetrical on either side, and then I went in on top with a fine liner. I feel like the more imperfect and kind of rough the base colors look, the better the overall effect is. And when you go on top with the fine liner, also you don't have to line it up directly perfectly with the purple underneath. I think it actually looks quite nice if the fine liner and the purple don't match up as well. Another thing you can do is vary the spaces in between, I guess you could say, the lavender petals, and you can also make some parts of it darker and more scribbly, and then other parts less scribbly, and I think that kind of gives a cool effect as well. And on the stem of the lavenders, I just added some leaves and filled in the bottom with some grass, since I thought it looked a bit too bare without anything being there. So yeah. Coming in now, I started drawing in the little bumblebees, and with this one I kind of used a gold color. I used both the Zebra Mildliner as well as the Tombow Dual Brush pens. I just wanted to also add in that you don't have to have a lot of pens to do this design. You can also use the same purple pen but layer it a few times to make it a bit darker instead of having another pen that is a darker shade. And you can even use highlighters if you have the Zebra Mildliners. You could also use the purple and the gold for the lavender and the bees as well. So yeah, you don't need a lot of supplies for these designs, and you could even do without the fine liner and use a black pen as well. Around the lettering of April, I just did some sparkles and some dots, since I thought that space looked a bit bare, and I feel like it kind of gives a dreamy vibe as well, especially paired with the purple. After that, I just used another Tombow Dual Brush pen, which was kind of like a light shade of brown, to colour in some of the leaves of the lavender, and I also ended up bringing some of the sparkles down to where the lavender was as well, to just balance out the whole look. Moving on to the calendar page, I really wanted to keep this quite minimal, since my March spread was more of a colourful and like bright kind of monthly spread, and I found that sometimes it was quite distracting. So this month I really wanted to keep it quite simple and just have the main colours that I'm using in my colour palette on the spread. For the lettering of the word April, I basically just drew out how I would usually write the letters in print, and then I went over those lines kind of in a very rough kind of way, so the lines aren't very straight, and I feel like that actually gives it a really nice look. And then next to it, I wrote my quote for the month, which is, winners are not people who never fail, but people who never quit. And I know it's kind of a bit of a cheesy one, but I feel like sometimes when you just need to hear that, it's quite nice to have it in there, especially because this is a page I refer to a lot. For this month, I decided to change things up a bit, and I had the vertical column be kind of like my illustrative column, and underneath where I usually would have my illustrations for the month, I instead had a May events kind of section, just because I found that with the bullet journal, sometimes if you don't prepare the month ahead, you don't really have anywhere to put whatever events you have in the next month. So I thought having it on the monthly page would help keep everything looking more organized. Going with the whole lavender, sleepy and kind of dreamy theme, I decided to do a sleep tracker for this month, and also because my sleep schedule is kind of getting later and later, and I kind of hope that it will start going earlier again. So this is something I hope having a sleep tracker will kind of help me fix, since I'll kind of be looking at the time I'm sleeping every day, and hopefully I'll be like, oh no, I need to start sleeping earlier. So that's kind of what I intended with this sleep tracker. And on the other side, I just have my mood tracker as well, since I think there might be a nice correlation to kind of see how long I sleep and how that affects my mood. On the opposite page, I had a things that calm me down, and this was actually one of the suggestions you guys had in my Instagram question sticker thing that I did, and I thought it was a really good idea, so I decided to add that to my bullet journal, especially since this time of the year can get quite busy and overwhelming. I think having a page that just kind of reminds me to keep calm is really useful, and also of course with things that calm me down, which I'll probably add to a little bit later on. Let me know in the comments down below the things that help calm you down. Here's also kind of a closer up angle of what I'm doing when I do my little lavender doodles. As you can see, it's a really quick process, and it's kind of just random scribbles everywhere, and yeah, when you look at it from far away it will resemble kind of like the lavender, but close up it's actually quite messy and kind of scribbly. I kind of have two types of lavender designs. One of them is more like the scribbly kind, which you can see on the very left there, and then the ones I'm drawing now are more like the structured ones where it's less scribbly, more kind of like petal resembling thing, and then I kind of space them out a bit to give them a bit of gaps in between, but also so the design is a bit more varied. Moving on, I have my social media page, brain dump page, and also reflections page, and for these titles I did it in the same font that I have for the rest of the month, for the rest of the theme as well. And for this one I decided to keep it quite simple as well. I used the light purple color and decided to do rounded edges boxes, since I thought that that would kind of fit the whole theme a bit better. And then on the ends I did a little lavender flower. I thought that looked quite cute and yeah. My camera battery died here, so I just did the rest of the bottom part off camera, but basically I just did the whole lavender doodles at the bottom of the brain dump page to tie in the theme again. But on the bottom one I decided to keep it quite short, since I wanted a lot of space for any notes or anything for the month, and I decided to not outline the border like I did for the social media page with the brain dump page, since I felt like the bottom part of the lavender already kind of balanced out the top part with the black outline. For the first weekly spread of April, I decided to try a layout that I've never tried before, which is sort of like a combination of an hourly and also a to-do list, but the hourly only runs from 3 to 10, and I'm hoping by it ending at 10 that will kind of remind me that I should start getting ready for bed and, you know, start sleeping earlier. But yeah, underneath I have my to-do list, and then above I have the hourly spread, and I'm hoping that if this works really well, then I will probably do longer hourly ones for when I do get back to school, since I'll start my Easter break soon, so I won't need any hourly for that. Next to the word April, I have my whole lavender design thing again, but if you prefer having events column in your weekly spreads, you can also replace kind of the areas where I doodled with perhaps boxes and maybe a column that suggests like which day is which, and then you can write the events you have for the week there as well. Or you could also add an extra kind of box above each of the days where you can also write the events you have for that day as well. You can also replace the weekend column with 2 boxes at the top for Saturday and Sunday, and have your events column down where the weekend currently is, but because it's the holidays for me, I won't really need the whole Saturday and Sunday thing, but otherwise usually I would have them separated out. But yeah, if you prefer having Saturday and Sunday separate, you can also have boxes where the lavender doodles are currently drawn, so you can kind of utilize that space as well. If you do recreate this theme, please tag me. My Instagram is at study_latte_. I'd love to see your recreations, and before we get into the flip through, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button if you like the video, and also turn on post notifications so you don't miss any more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. It means so much to me, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!